guys, Squatch Reloading here. Today I wanted to show you some real nice 10mm rounds that I just produced. However, they're junk. And the reason being is I ran into the infamous Glock Bulge. And I'm going to drop a quick little video showing what the results were as those were coming out of my sizing die. So guys, when you try to size a cartridge that has prevalent Glock bulge, what you're going to see is, like I said before, the sizing die cannot come completely down across the cartridge and take out the bulge. So what you're left with is a crease at the bottom of the cartridge. And that's the risk when you reload these and then run them back through a Glock, especially if it doesn't have, or if it doesn't have an aftermarket barrel. That crease potentially lining up at the 6 o'clock position could cause a significant failure. But mainly what I wanted to get into, aside from the Glock bulge, if you guys want to know what that is, or you probably already know what it is, there's plenty of information out there on YouTube, so I'm not going to get into the gist of it and what it is and how it affects everything. You know, if it's something that you want to deal with or throw away, that's entirely up to you. I'm choosing to work through the issue, and I got a product here from Reading Reloading. It's their Grx sizing die, or Bulge Buster. I think Lee makes one as well, but this one specifically takes care of the 40 Smith & Wesson and the 10mm, and then a bottle adapter, which will make more sense here. We're going to show you how to install it, and we are going to get rid of the Glock bulge today. Alright guys, so here's what you get with the sizing unit from Reading. You get the sizing die, the push rod, and that's going to go right on your shell holder or your shell plate there, and it's going to push the cartridge completely through the die, sizing it from top to bottom. And that's one thing that your normal sizing die can't do, is get past that bulge area, and you'll get the seam which you saw in the insert that I just did. So also I've opted for the bottle adapter, and that's just going to make things go a little quicker, so I can just keep going and not have to remove one at a time, and you'll see how that works. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to set this unit up on our Rock Chucker Supreme and show you how it works. Okay, to set up our Grx die, it's pretty simple and straightforward. The first thing we're going to do is take our push rod, and we're going to bring our ram up and put it in the place of the shell holder. And it's going to snap in just like a standard shell holder. We're going to raise the ram completely to the top of the stroke, and we're going to take our sizing die, put it over top of the push rod, and then thread it down into position. And we're just going to take it all the way down until it bottoms out on the base of the push rod. Couple more threads here, and there we go, we're bottomed out. So now we're going to go ahead and take our die lock ring, snug it up, and then I'm going to take my Sinclair Reading die lock ring tool, and just make sure it's snug. Now I've opted for the optional bottle adapter, and it's basically just going to thread on top. Let me get it going here. On top of the die like so. Just lock it in by hand. And then just an empty container here that I've taken and cut down, and just going to thread it on the top here. You just got to be very mindful. These are plastic threads and sometimes difficult to get started, but there we go. So as I push the cartridges through, they're going to size and then gather there in top of the container. So now we're going to load up a few and show you how it works. Okay guys, for the purpose of this shot here, I wanted to show you what the shells or the cartridges look like as they come up through the die. So I took off the bottle container there. So after you get these lubed up, you know, you're going to want to use your Imperial die wax. That's what I use for all my sizing. It doesn't leave a sticky film. It cleans back off easy. So that's what I like to use. So check that out. It's Imperial Sizing Die Wax, and it comes, you get a sample pack with the unit itself. So to resize these, we're basically going to take the cartridge, place it in the holder, and then push it up through the die. And as you can see, subsequent rounds will come out, and without the container on top there, you would be taking each one off. So we're going to put the container back on, and then I'm just going to go through half a dozen or so just so you guys can get the concept of how the die works. So with the plastic bottle back in place, we're just going to run some of these through the sizing die here, one at a time. And you will notice you'll get more resistance on some versus others. And with range brassets specifically, that may have been ran through a Glock, like that one was virtually no resistance there whatsoever. So you'll feel, when you get into one that may be worse than the others, like this one right there. Yep, that took a little bit more effort, but for the most part, it fully sizes them all the way down, and that's it. And you've corrected your Glock bulge, so it's just on to the rest of the normal reloading process from there. Okay guys, so there you have it. There is the Redding Grx sizing die for the 40 Smith & Wesson and 10mm. I'm going to put the part numbers for Redding down below so you guys can check those out. And then also the bottle adapter, which makes life a little easier when you're doing a bunch of rounds at once or a bunch of cartridges. So I will provide that information as well for you guys to take a look at. So until next time, don't forget to check us out on Facebook at OhioReloadingConnection.com or our Facebook page, Squatch Reloading. So if you have any questions or comments, as always, drop them below, hit me an email, whatever works best for you. But until next time, God bless.